Hi, today I'm doing my presentation about the Paricutin volcano. Just a fair warning, I'm probably going to butcher some of these names. Um, Sorry about that. The event. On February 20th, 1943, in Michoacan, Mexico, after many weeks of earthquakes, the owner of a local farm noticed that his cornfield just kind of ruptured open and started spitting out ash and gas. Um, This was the first sign of the volcano starting to emerge. Within the first year of this eruption, the volcano grew to its almost full size. The last eruption happened in 1952, and by this point, the volcano had risen 1,390 feet and covered the villages Paricutin and San Juan Paricutin in lava and ash, destroying hundreds of homes and lots of farmland. So, some basic information. The volcano is a cinder slash scoria cone volcano. The first eruption happened on February 20th, 1943. The eruption period was from 1943 to 1952, having a 9-year eruption period. The lava was basaltic to andesitic. Um, the height was 424 meters, and the area affected was about 25 square kilometers. Tectonic activity in the region. The Paricutin volcano is the newest in more than 1,100 cinder cone volcanoes in the Michoacan Guanajuato volcanic field. This volcanic field is part of the larger Trans-Mexican volcanic belt that is created by the Cocos and Rivera tectonic plates subducting under the North American plate. In the figure that I have here, it just shows where the tectonic plates are and then where the volcanic field is. Seismic activity in the region. 3 weeks prior to the eruption on February 7th, 1943, the first tremors in the seismic storm could be felt. The first earthquake was a 4.4, and after that there were 21 earthquakes ranging from 3.2 to 4.5 in magnitude. It has been noted that seismic activity has happened prior to the tremors. Sir Caballero, when he first visited the region, he noticed that some of the churches in the area had fissured, and that's usually a sign of tectonic activity. In this figure here, it just shows the depth of tectonic plates, where the different faults are, um, and then just where some different volcanoes are in this volcanic region. Inside the volcano. The volcano started erupting after magma flowed through a pre-existing fault and rose to the surface. As the volcano grew, it developed multiple vents along the fault line, including the two main craters at the top of the cone, which you can see in the figure labeled as A and B. And there are also the Tequis vents and the Sapichu vents, and these are where the larger lava flows that happened in this event came from. Lava flow and rock type. While the volcano had 23 different lava flows in its 9-year life, as seen in figure B over on the left-hand side, scientists often separate the activity into 3 eruptive stages. The first stage of the volcano is when the most mafic material was erupted. During this stage, eruptions were most violent and are what created the actual cone. Stage 2 of the volcano, the more explosive eruptions had calmed down, but there was an increase in lava flow. During this phase is when the local area started to just get covered in lava and rock. In stage 3 was the final stage. This phase produced more andesitic material and explosive events in the main crater. Lava effects on the region and how the plant life came back even after the eruption. Before the eruption of Paricutin, the land was fertile farmland and was surrounded by conifer forests. The eruption decimated about 90 square miles of the surrounding area, leaving it with lots of basaltic rock and lots of ash, and it just wasn't the most hospitable place for a while. After the eruption, though, plants like mosses and ferns started growing, but it wasn't around until around 10 years after the event that the first trees started growing. On the south and southwest side of the volcano, where there's more volcanic ash and soil, is where the trees started growing, and on the other sides, it's a little bit more barren. It is also noted that the conifers are started growing around the borders of these areas and started moving their way up closer to the cone. The effect on the community. The biggest effect the Paricutin volcano had was on the indigenous communities that lived around it. After the eruption, many family homes and farms and sacred sites were burned and buried in 50 feet of lava and filled with ash. While no one was killed, hundreds of homes, farmland, and livestock had been destroyed and forced locals to move to the surrounding areas. While current day, the area is a tourist attraction that brings lots of income for the locals, the tower that is buried under all the rubble sits as a reminder of what has happened. In conclusion, the volcano has given us a huge amount of information surrounding the life cycle of a volcano. We have been able to research so many events in this volcano's life, like the plant population coming back, the different volcanic phases, um, the different materials, just some of the stuff that we haven't been able to see in some of the more popular but older volcanoes, um, like Mount Vesuvius. With this information, in the future, we'll be able to predict more using earthquake patterns and volcanic activity in hopes to minimize as much damage as possible, since we won't be able to ever outrun or change the if a volcano is coming. We're just able to minimize the damage. And these are the sources I used.